Hi guys, and welcome to Breakthrough Tips, Tools, and Insights for Life. I am so excited that you joined me today because today we are talking about a really important subject. I'm asking, what is my purpose? And I'm sure you're asking the same thing. What is your purpose? And that's the topic we'll be dealing with. We'll be doing it in a series form, so stay tuned. Now, last time, oh, by the way, if this is your first time joining me, thank you. I appreciate you. Please do me a favor, share this broadcast. Give me some love, give me some thumbs up, some likes, and also subscribe. Subscribe to my channel, Breakthrough, and also to my YouTube channel, Sharon A. Joseph. And yes, do that because you'll get all the broadcasts that I've done in the past in one place on YouTube. So again, thank you for joining me. As always, I'm excited and I'm grateful that you're here. I wouldn't do this if I thought I was doing it by myself or was by my, doing it, and just receiving the benefits for myself. It's for you and I. So thank you so much. Now, last time on the program, we spoke about, as humans, our need to know who we are, where we came from, and what we are supposed to be doing here, right? Everyone wants to know that. Why am I here? What am I supposed to do? And some questions I left you with were, who are you? Who are we? Who we are, where we came from, or who created us? Why are we here? What is our purpose? And what can we do, or what were we created to do, basically? Also, where are we going? What happens after we leave here? These are questions every human being wants to know. And I don't have all the answers, I must tell you, but I am hoping to share with you one main one. Now, from birth until the time you leave here, the things you do in between that dash, what does that look like? What is it supposed to be? Again, as I said, I don't have all the answers, but what I do know is that we are all supposed to impact this world, or our purposes on this world, on this earth, is different. We are different, and we were all meant to impact this world with our purposes differently. So that's the essence of everything, I think, because everyone is born and everyone dies. But what we do in between is truly what makes the difference. That's what makes us unique. And our purpose, or our ability to impact our world, could be in the pain that you're feeling even right now, or the pains you have felt in the past. So remember that as we go through this broadcast, because when you talk about purpose, many of us don't know what our purpose is, and we feel helpless because we are like, if we don't know, what am I supposed to do if I don't know what to do? And the essence of this broadcast is to help you along your journey from birth to that final dash or date. So as we sit here, again, this is Breakthrough, and I'm bringing you tips, tools, and insights for life. So I'm really hoping that you use the tips, tools, and insights I share with you to impact your life and other people's lives around you. Again, thank you for joining me in this journey as we go deeper today on Breakthrough, tips, tools, and insights for life, as we talk about what is your purpose. I have found that no matter who you are, where you came from, what language you speak, no matter your level of influence or affluence, no matter the religion you ascribe to or profess to, no matter what your life experiences are, your talents, physical abilities, or your current role, no matter what they are, you have a purpose. You have a great purpose. And my objective is to help you with that purpose. But I want you to know that nothing that was made without a purpose. And everything that was made costs something. This broadcast, me bringing it to you now, it costs me time of research, of listening and learning about different things, learning about purpose in this case, and I'm delving even deeper and deeper into purpose. And as I research for you, I'm helping me walk in purpose as well. So this is not a my thing, it's an our thing, because as I learn, I come back here and I want to share everything with you. For example, this program, Breakthrough Tips, Tools, and Insights for Life, I've said it several times before. I said it cost me. Yes, it has. You would not imagine the number of hours of planning, reading, researching, learning, growing, preparing, even up to the last minute sometimes, because I don't necessarily have a staff to help me as most people do. So, but I believe that the purpose of breakthrough, or that breakthrough is part of my purpose. And you ask then, what is breakthrough all about? Well, breakthrough is, one, knowing that we were created with a purpose for impact. Two, to help us live and lead with passion and purpose. Many people could be leading, but not passionately. They're just doing it out of obligation. And I'm saying, if you're going to do something, you might as well do it passionately. Do it to the very best of your ability. That's the essence of what this program is all about. It's about helping you recognize that our mind is our most valuable asset, and that investing in yourself, as I invest in me and you invest in you, that's our greatest investment beyond measure. Breakthrough is about deliberately influencing people and impacting the world with a spirit of excellence. And it's not a one and done thing. It's a consistent, intentional endeavor for greatness. And is not or should not be part of your purpose. If you are a business person and you started with just 2 items and you want to grow your business, eventually you may want to invest in getting more items in your store, especially if you're like a retailer or something. So too with yourself. Breakthrough is about you not just stopping where you are, but going beyond, reaching beyond. And sometimes reaching beyond is not easy. And I'm telling you that because right now I sit here with you and my heart is breaking in one way. And I'll tell you about that, I promise you, because I want to be transparent with you. My heart is breaking on one side, but I'm sitting here and I'm sharing with you because I believe it's important that we pursue our breakthrough. We pursue excellence in every aspect of life, no matter what, because by doing that, we will be walking in purpose. And forgive me if I repeat a few things today, because talking about purpose, it's so delicate, it's so important, critical to our lives and our entire existence. And many times we don't take it seriously. Many people don't even listen or learn about what their purpose is. We just assume that we have seen other people and what they do, and we feel that their purpose is our purpose, so we want to be just like them. But no, you are an original. And anytime you try to be like someone else, then you're not yourself anymore and you're just a copy. We also need to know that we judge or determine the value of who we are, or actually in society. So society judges or determines the value of something based on the purpose of that thing and the maker's name and the cost that's associated with that thing. Is that not true? I believe you'd say yes. So, for example, let's get some real life examples, right? If you purchased a Lamborghini, and I'm just saying a Lamborghini cost about $200,000 to $500,000. I just don't believe it, but it's true. $200,000 to $500,000. That's very expensive for any vehicle, right? That's one of the most expensive models or most expensive vehicles, and it ranges from $200 to $500 depending on the model you want. Now, you expect that car to work really well, and if something goes wrong with it and you take it back to the manufacturer, what do you expect? You expect them to fix it and fix it right. And they don't just fix it because they like you. No, they fix it because their name is on the line, right? They fix it because it's not good for their PR, for their brand. And by the way, you are a brand as well. Why do they do that? Again, because they want to ensure that the purpose in which they made the vehicle for, it is operating exactly as it was made for, the purpose in which it was created for. And they want their integrity, basically, or their ability to be a good, excellent, top of the line car maker is on the line. So they'll do whatever it costs, whatever it takes to fix that vehicle. And that's why sometimes when things go wrong and you take it in and you wonder, well, how come they just fixed it? They're not fixing it because they like you. It's just because their name is on the line and they want to ensure that what they produce is actually very good and that you come back to them. Okay, so this is a really simplistic way of dealing with this topic on purpose, because I believe that creation sort of operates the same way to a very high, very different level. I just spoke about that vehicle to make it human for us, for you. Now, the human's owner's manual, and by the way, that Lamborghini, it definitely comes with an owner's manual. Everything that was made comes with an owner's manual. Why? Because in the owner's manual means the mind of the owner in writing, in words. So everything that was made came with an owner's manual. So do we. We also come with an owner's manual, and we forget that sometimes, right? But when you look at our owner's manual, you realize that, wow, we were made in the image and likeness of our Creator. And that's pretty straightforward and simple. Have you ever seen a dog produce a cat? Never, right? Have you ever seen a bird produce a fish? Doesn't happen. But in our owner's manual, it tells us in the first book, Genesis verse 26, that we were made in the image, not were, but we were made, but we are made in the image, make it current, and likeness of our owner, of our Creator. And I have read many other books about religion. I have yet to see one book that talks about creation, how we were created. I mean, they all kind of piggyback on the first book, the Bible, to talk about how people were made or how things were made. But now we understand that we were made in His image and likeness, and we also understand that it cost Him something for us to be here. Now, everything comes after its kind. So if He created a seed, if He had a seed, and then we came out of that seed, that's how things grow, right? When I first began this program many months ago, I opened up an apple and I took out the seeds for that apple, and I kept it in this little container. Months after, the seeds are still there. Nothing has been done with it, so it's just sitting here. Doesn't have any worth, any value. However, if I were to plant those apple seeds in the ground in the right conditions, meaning if it's supposed to be in a cool condition, for example, if I planted apple seeds in the Caribbean, they wouldn't grow. So a seed, the apple seed, would only grow if it goes into the right soil. We were seeds, we came out of a seed rather, which was Jesus. And if we are planted in the right soil and look at our owner's manual, we too would do the great things that He did. Now, this program is not necessarily about religion, because I know we may all ascribe to different religions, but what I'm talking about is us tapping in to our owner's manual. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so as I attempt to answer the question about what is my purpose, we first need to understand that not just who we are, but more importantly, whose we are. What seed did we come from? And this is a topic that most people tend to not want to talk about because it involves God. And I'm saying God because people think of God as this mystical, don't talk about God if you only Christians talk about God. Can I tell you, no matter what religion you're a part of or ascribe to, you talk about a God, their God, that God. I'm talking about the Almighty, the God of all gods that created you and I. And if we miss that, we miss our very purpose. We were not just dropped here out of the sky. We were not, we didn't come out of a big bang or something like that. Someone made us. Someone who is intelligent. I mean, think about your brain. Your brain is the best computer in the world. Someone had to make that. And I'm saying to you, the creator of creators created you and I. So first, in order to understand what our purpose is, we need to understand whose we are, where we came from, right? Because until we understand whose we are and the cost or the seed that we came out of, we wouldn't truly understand or fully understand our purpose. More importantly, we need to understand that He gave His best. Now, if you're trying to get a good crop, you wouldn't plant your worst seeds, would you? you'd plant your best seeds to get a good crop if you're a farmer. And it's amazing because if you're a farmer, you understand so much. And I guess even if you're not a farmer, because I understand about seeds and I'm not a farmer, the quality of the seed you plant it will determine the quality of the fruits you eventually get. So too with our lives, the quality of who we are is dependent or determined based on the seed that we are connected to. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Okay, so understand that we came out of the best seed. It means that we've got greatness within us, and that we can do anything we truly want to do. We truly anything in line with our purpose, right? So we need to understand that. Okay, so let's get another example. You as a parent, and I believe many of you are, you have children and you understand that out of a human comes a human. Why? Because everything exists after its kind. And it means that if we are the seed of a big God, then we are a little God, in the sense that we are from that seed. We've got his DNA in us and his purpose. Again, I'm not talking religion. I'm not about religion. I'm talking about relationship with your creator. That is so critical. So if I am the daughter of the I am, then I am the I am of the I am. That sounds crazy, but I love it. I'm the small I am of the big I am, and so are you. Okay, so we spoke about the apple seed and the fact that you when you plant an apple seed, you expect apples. When a dog gives birth, you expect pups, and you expect it to do certain things like bark and run and hunt if it's a hunting dog, and so on. So too, if you were born from greatness, then you will become, or you should at least always be aspiring for greatness. If you think that you're royalty, then you'll act as royalty, because generally, as we think, so we are. What are you thinking about your purpose? What do you think your purpose is? And I encourage you to write me, send me a text, and by the way, give me some love, some hearts, some shares. Please share the broadcast and give me some comments. What do you think your purpose is? And if you're struggling with that, I want to help you. So I encourage you to email me at breakthroughtti@gmail.com. That's breakthroughtti@gmail.com. Have you ever thought or tried to put together a piece of furniture without looking at the owner's manual? Yeah, I've done that. Didn't do a very good job, but I'm at it. As a matter of fact, and I can tell you this, I put together a cabinet, over the toilet, a bathroom cabinet in the bathroom, and it came in many different pieces. And on top of many different pieces, it also had to get a door attached to it. It took me about 2 weeks to put that thing together, because for the first week I attempted to put it together without looking at the instructions. I mean, come on. I thought, and you may be thinking, well, only men do that. No, I promise you, there are many women who attempt to put things together or build things without looking at the owner's manual. After a week of trying and totally messing up, I finally used the owner's manual, but I was so far along in not using the owner's manual that by the time I got done putting this cabinet together, I had pieces sitting outside that was supposed to be attached, and I was like, where did these go? Anyhow, it's standing, it hasn't fallen apart, but if I had used the owner's manual from the beginning, something tells me I wouldn't have any spare parts just standing around when I was done putting it together. So I'm saying to you, in order to put your life together, in order to put your life's purpose together, look at your owner's manual. No one else can direct you, guide you, give you the peace. And let me just go a little deeper with this one. Many times we don't accomplish what we want to accomplish because there are so many things that are holding us back from doing it, like things from our own minds, things from our past. I've shared my background with you. I was abused as a child, and I felt so insecure everywhere I go, because I felt, oh my gosh, someone is going to find out about this and I'll be so ashamed. And that held me back for so long, right? But until so in addition to abuse, I was rejected or neglected by my father. Didn't know, he just left he was abusive, first of all, to my mother, then left us, or she ran away with us. So grew up without a father. Felt couldn't speak well because I stuttered so badly. I was bullied in school. I just felt like I had no worth. I had no purpose. I actually asked God, why did you make me? I'm broken. I mean, there I was stuttering, couldn't say my name, couldn't ask what, where, when, why, and I'm supposed to have purpose? Lord, what are you talking about? Anyhow, what I did do was I delved into my owner's manual and found out that there was more to me than whatever challenges I was going through. And I'm saying to you that there is more to you than the worst mistake that you have ever made. We got to get this through our heads, because many of us are sitting on our purpose because we are afraid of people finding out some mistake we made in the past or something that we can't do. Can I tell you, if you were to tap into your owner's manual, you would find out that no matter how many mistakes you've made, no matter how bad you've been, no matter what you think you lack, your purpose has been established before the foundation of this world. Now, we may mess up sometimes, yes. That doesn't mean that our purpose changes. We may mess up, we may make some grave mistakes, but my owner's manual tells me that there's nothing that's broken in me that he cannot fix, my creator cannot fix. I think of us like an eagle eating in a chicken's coop. Now, when I think about this, I think of a farmer in the middle of a big forest where there are really tall trees, because eagles nest on really, really super tall trees, right? And I think of us sometimes like this eagle, young eaglet rather, that falls from the tree as he attempted to fly and fell into this farmer's chicken coop. And now this farmer is feeding this eagle chicken food. And it's eating because it needs to live, and it's young, and it doesn't know its true purpose, who he is. And this eagle now stays in this chicken coop. The farmer keeps feeding it, and after a while, the eagle is still pecking from the farmer's coop. And he's looking up and seeing all the other eagles flying, and he's just aspiring and wondering, I wish I can fly like that. I wish I can, soar like that. But he's pecking on the floor with the rest of these chickens. And the other chickens are saying, well, why you keep looking up at the sky? We can't get high, so stop trying. And eventually that eaglet may stop trying, but because of the purpose in it to fly and to do great things, it can't help but look up. It can't help but want to fly like the other eagles he's looking at. So are you. Right now, many of us are pecking as if we are in a chicken's coop, but we have the ability of an eagle to fly. But because we have been around chickens for so long, we have developed the characteristics of a chicken. Because we look like the chickens, we feel that we are chickens, but truly we are eagles. We are meant to soar high. That's the purpose of that eagle that's pecking in that chicken's coop. You were meant to fly high. That eagle was meant to fly high. And sometimes because of the challenges of life, that eagle's wing may have been hurt when it attempted the first time to fly and fell into that coop. But it's healed now, but still it's still there. And even for you, it's so much greater than just that eagle. For us, we have the ability to get up and move and do something. But many times, because of comfort and conformity, we stay where we are. In a chicken's coop, we have someone who's pouring food on us all the time, pouring food in there and ensuring that we eat and are fed and drink water and so on. But we forget that we are afraid to take the chance and go out on our own to do something, and do something great, rather, do what we were called to do. I'm saying to you that think about that eagle in that chicken's coop, and the farmer may be well-meaning, but the objective of an eagle is not to eat and peck like chickens. Your objective is not to sit where you are on that job or just not aspire for more. There is so much in you that the world is desperately waiting for. So I'm telling you, if you are a chicken in a chicken's coop right now, it's time for you to let the eagle in you rise and soar and do and be who God has called you to be. You are not meant just to be ordinary or to be like a chicken in a chicken's coop. Now, when life doesn't go our way, we tend to want to revert to what used to be. Isn't that what happened with the children of Israel in Egypt when they left? They're like, why didn't you leave us in Egypt? Why? Because they were comfortable just being fed. Although they were in slavery, they were not able to accomplish their true purpose. But because some difficulties come, they felt, well, let's just go back and just die there. No, you were not just meant to born and die. You were meant to do something great. And how do you find that out? What do you do to find out what your purpose is? I'm going to give you a hint, because this is a series and I'll go into this in more depth. But for right now, the hint is, what are you passionate about? What's the thing that's on your heart night and day? What's that one thing that you want to do more than anything else? Or what's that one thing that makes you so angry when it's not done well? Think about those things. Or think about the things that people say that you do well. Think about the things that people are always complimenting you on. Because somewhere in there, your purpose may lie. Another way of finding your purpose, think about those things that get you angry. Man, you can get so angry about this one thing, you just want to throw someone aside and go do it yourself. Think about those things, and those things will help you understand, kind of like help guide you or lead you in the direction of your purpose. Because sometimes when life doesn't go our way, or our purpose our destiny doesn't go the way we think it ought to go, we become uneasy, and that uneasiness, it could be just that time in between you learning before you move to another level. So I'm saying to you, don't just drop your purpose. Don't just forget about what you were created to do, but keep aspiring, keep wanting, keep looking for more. We are sometimes impatient about what we want. We want things right now, like popcorn type things. You know, we sometimes also, and I'll share a funny story with you too. We sometimes also use permanent solutions for temporary challenges. And this is a true story. This guy in New York wanted to date me, and he wanted to marry me. And he wanted to marry me, I don't think, not necessarily because we totally loved each other and so on. He wanted to marry me because he wanted to sleep with me, and he thought that that's the only reason, the only way I'd sleep with him. So he offered to marry me. And I'm thinking, why do you want to solve a temporary problem with a permanent solution and then use me to be part of it? I'm like, thank you, but no thank you. And that's a true story. As a matter of fact, it happened with another friend of mine in the vehicle as he was telling me about this, and that's exactly the answer I gave him. Why are you trying to solve a temporary problem with a permanent solution? It doesn't make sense, but too often that's exactly what we do. Remember Joseph? If you're wondering about your purpose and how you can accomplish it, think about Joseph. This man, he had great big dreams. God gave him this amazing dream about his life and how his life would go. And I'm not sure if he knew it, but he spoke about it. So I guess he did know it because he was telling his brothers and father about it. But life happened where he was put in a pit, then sold into slavery. Then he was tempted. His life was interrupted by a lie, and he was thrown into prison. But despite all that he was going through, his purpose was not taken away. And if we can remember this one story, we would know that despite all that we go through, our purpose is not taken away because of the challenges and hardships we go through. He was created with the purpose of delivering a nation, of saving lives, and he did it eventually. But what if he had given up and said, my life is not worth anything, I might as well just take my own life while I'm in the pit, or while he was in slavery? What if he did that then, or just gave up? Then many lives would have been lost, because he would not have been able to deliver that nation and be the leader that he was created to be. Why am I sharing this story with you? Because, by the way, between the time he had that dream and all the while he was waiting for that dream to come to fruition, he had really horrible things happen to him, but he didn't give up. I'm telling you, he may have had doubts between the time he had the dream and when it was fully accomplished, but he didn't give up. You may have doubts even right now between the time you were birthed and right now, but I'm saying you could just be in the middle of what God has called you to be. So don't give up. Also, the pains that you're going through or have been through, the shames, the worst mistake you think you may have made in your life, that doesn't take away your purpose. So as Joseph didn't give up as he went in the pit and the prison before he got to the palace, don't give up. You know, when I go through challenging times, I say, God, just as you took Joseph from the pit to the palace, I decree upon my life that you will take me to my place or that palace that you have created for me. I just believe that my Creator created me with a purpose and he will accomplish his purpose. I'm asking you to believe that too and seek your Creator's purpose and see change. You've got to believe. Despite what you're going through, you've got to believe. Many times we experience some sort of success and we feel, well, that's it. And you say, well, why can't life be like this all the time? Well, have you ever seen only mountaintops without valleys? I'm yet to see mountaintops without there being valleys, because between every mountaintop there is a valley. So as you go through the valley, I'm saying to you to prepare for your next mountaintop. As you go through the valley, refill your water bottle, right? Because on the mountaintop, it may be difficult to find water. Refill your water bottle, refresh yourself, make new plans to climb your next mountain. Don't give up, don't give in. Because this is a series, I am going to continue sharing with you, and next week I'll give you specific things as to what you can do to accomplish your purpose. But until then, I want you to know that you have got purpose. No one can take it away from you. And as God has created you with great things in you, I'm encouraging you not to interrupt, not to allow yourself to interrupt God's purpose for your life. So right now, I just want you to know that you're great. You've got greatness in you. A huge price was paid for you. A huge price was paid for your purpose. Huge price. I mean, a death and resurrection so that you can be successful and accomplish the things that you were specifically created to be. Did you know that in order for you to be here, that 5 to 7 billion sperms entered your mother? I mean, 5 to 7 billion. And out of those, you penetrated that egg. God allowed you to get to be the one out of the 5 to 7 billion to be able to be here, right here where you are today. And it's sad. I'm talking about it and I feel sad when I hear things like, I am for one thing, I'm for life, but only the unborn life, not life in general. And that breaks my heart, because every single life has great purpose, and God allowed it to be for a great purpose. So let us, as we think about purpose, as we think about life, let us ensure that we help all lives and become and to accomplish the purpose in which they were created for. Right now, before we end, I just want to say a quick prayer for you, because I believe that this week things will come, things will happen where you will be able to say, no, I will not do this because this is not in line with my purpose. Or yes, I'm going to go after this because I truly believe that this is part of my purpose. So right now, Father, I ask you in the name of Jesus that you help every person that's listening to me right now, that you help them to see your purpose in their lives. You help them, oh God, to be who you've called them to be, and to use the challenges and the issues of their life to become the person that you've created them to be. I thank you, God, because even as challenges come their way, let them know that you are there, that you were there when they were created, and that you made them with a great purpose. May you use the tips, tools, and insights I share on this program, Breakthrough, to stir up the greatness in them, the gifts and creativity and the purpose that you have deposited in them and their families' lives to solve the issues and challenges of this life. Help them to impact this world, oh God, with your purpose of love and gratitude towards others and serving you. We thank you, oh God, because we know that nothing is that did not come from you. So we thank you for our many, many blessings in our lives and the purpose in which you've called us to. And Father, right now I ask you to help us to trust you, our Creator. God, this is not about religion, it's about our relationship with you. So we ask you to help us to trust you, our Creator, with all of our hearts and not depend on what we know or our own understanding, but that you'll help us to seek you diligently and to find directions with all our hearts, oh God, knowing that you will show us what to do and how to do it. We thank you for every person who watches this broadcast now and in the future. We thank you for those who would share this with others. And Lord, as we continue this series on what is my purpose, may you reveal to me and through me truly for the individual people. Let it be personal to them as I speak. May they receive your personal revelation, oh God, of what their purpose is in the name of Jesus, that amazing Son of yours. We thank you, oh God. We ask all these things in his name, in Jesus' name, amen. Okay, so until next week, when we continue this series on what is your purpose, I'm encouraging you to think about yourself. Think about the things you do this week, and think about how does that line up with your purpose? What are the things you need to do? What is that burning desire in you that you ought to be working on that you're not working on right now? Think about that this week, and may you have a blessed and favor-filled week as you working on your purpose. Blessings.